All right, guys, we are going to get into our note-taking assignment for ELA. This is about weather tools, or also called weather instruments. So first on our directions, you're going to make a T-chart, and that is simply a big T. And you can actually make it 50-50 split, or you can even make the left column a little narrower. And you will submit a photo of your notes when finished. So you're going to read through the information below and or watch and listen to this video that will be linked here and hear the information read aloud. So take notes on your T-chart by writing the tool or the instrument on the left over here. And so I'm going to label that weather tool. And on the right, you will have your notes. And remember, notes are just keywords and things to help us remember the main idea of what we're learning about. And today we're learning about weather tools or weather instruments. So you will use the blue submit button to share your notes with your teacher when you're finished. And these are labeled A, B, C, so you can see that. So on A, and I will just keep that there so it helps me, I'm going to write thermometer. And it says a thermometer measures the air temperature. Most thermometers are closed glass tubes containing liquids such as alcohol or mercury. So far, I want to put down that measures air temperature, and I like to use dots. And you don't have to worry so much about grammar. And on notes, you can abbreviate. So I'm just going to write temp instead of temperature. And I'm going to want to include that they're glass tubes. Glass tube, and inside, I use the equal sign when I take notes. Inside is alcohol or mercury. Alcohol or mercury. Okay. When air around the tube heats the liquid expands and moves up the tube. A scale then shows what the actual temperature is. So, temp, it kind of sounds like it pushes liquid up tube, and then scale on side has temp. Okay, so I'm going to put a line under my notes for thermometer, and I like that there's a little space here. I can even add just a little sketch. And if I'm looking at the picture, I can even see there's numbers there. So maybe I want to put numbers. And that will help me just remember. A quick sketch can help your brain remember new information, especially new vocabulary. All right, next, B, a barometer. So for B, barometer, everyone say barometer. A barometer measures air pressure. It tells you whether or not the pressure is rising or falling. So I'm going to measures, and I'm going to use arrows, up or down air pressure. Okay. A rising barometer means sunny and dry, while a falling barometer means stormy and wet conditions. That seems important. So rising equals sunny and dry. I just use a plus sign. Falling equals, how did they describe it? Stormy and wet. Stormy and wet. Okay, and then they're telling us a little bit about an Italian scientist named Torricelli built the first barometer in 1643. Wow, 1643 first barometer by Italian. I'm going to try to write his name. Torricelli. 2 R's and 2 L's. Torricelli. Okay. Now I'm going to draw a picture, and this is a round tool. It has some sort of, looks like a scale around this part, right? Has like lines, and then there's like an arrow, a dial that's going to change and go up and down there. All right, we are ready for C now. Whoops. C is a new tool for me. I have not heard of this tool before. A Sling Cyclometer. Everyone say that. A Sling Psych. That's a pretty common prefix. Cyclometer. I didn't think I'd have room for it on all of it on one line, so I moved it. So a Sling Cyclometer, and I'll move my notes up so you can see better, measures relative humidity. Not really sure what that means. Using the cooling effect of evaporation. Okay, I know what evaporation is. So measures relative humidity and I'm just going to put evaporation, that's an R. All right. 2 thermometers are used in a Sling Cyclometer. Wet the cloth of one of the thermometers and swing the cyclometer around a few times. Water evaporates from the cloth, causing the temperatures on that thermometer to be lower than the other. So wet the thermometer and you swing it around. So there's 2 thermometers, wet 1, and I'm just going to put therm with a little arrow, like thermometer, swing around. Okay, so I'm going to draw this one. It's a little tricky. Looks like there's like a little handle. It almost looks like an L. And then that looks like it's the thermometer there. Right? And then I'm going to put a little arrow because when you swing it around, I'm imagining it going around in a circle. Okay? All right. Let's go on to D. You might be familiar with D, and I'm going to try to fit D in here. This will be my last one for this page. D, rain gauge. And it says measures the amount of rain that has fallen over a specific time period. So measures rain that's fallen. So this kind of looks to me like almost like a cup, right? But if I'm looking carefully, I see kind of numbers. Maybe there's almost like a funnel in there. But I bet you could even just use a jar, right? And if I want to, I can use a little color in my notes, can help, because I can put that and see how the rain comes down. Okay, I'm going to make another video for starting with E.